This video shows how to use tables and graphs to describe categorical variables. We usually start with a frequency table. The variable we're describing is essay grade, which has 5 categories or values. To the right is the frequency with which each value occurs. We turn frequency tables into graphic representations in the form of bar graphs, line graphs, or pie charts. For a bar graph, the values become labels on the x-axis, with the frequency or percentage of each value on the y-axis. The bars should be of equal width, with spaces between them to indicate that they are separate, discrete categories. The axes should meet at y equals 0. This is a special type of bar graph called a Pareto chart, which orders bars according to frequency, and is useful for showing trends. We can easily see, for example, that motor vehicles are the most frequent cause of accidental deaths, followed by falls, and then poison. These are distinct categories, but Pareto charts often show the bars abutting one another. A line graph follows the same structure as a bar graph and is used to show changes over time, with time depicted on the x-axis. This shows the number of vandalizations over several months. The trend is toward more vandalizations as we progress from winter to summer. A line graph shows the same information as a bar chart, but the line focuses the eye on the trend and is therefore a more powerful way to communicate changes over time. This also works when you have more than one related variable, as in this graph of COVID-19 cases and deaths in the US. To show what tables and graphs from SPSS look like, we'll examine the variable milk preference. 28 subjects were asked what type of milk they preferred, and this is the frequency table produced by SPSS. The first column lists all of the values for milk preference, with a total at the bottom. If there are missing data, this will be noted. If no value is entered in the data file, SPSS automatically considers it missing and labels it system missing. Here, there are 2 subjects who did not respond. These totals will be different whenever there is missing data. The second total is the number of cases processed, regardless of whether they responded. Frequencies are listed next to each value, and the next 2 columns show percentages. The values are not the same because the first column includes both respondents and non-respondents. When there are missing data, we interpret the second column. The last column is cumulative percentage, the total percentage for that row and anything before it. So, for example, 42% prefer 2% or whole milk, and when you add in those who prefer 1%, a little over half prefer 1%, 2%, or whole milk. By default, SPSS orders bars by value, but you have the option to order them by frequency. To summarize, we start with frequency tables for categorical variables and then communicate our results graphically using bar charts or line graphs. The next video looks at tables and graphs for quantitative variables.